Hi color friends and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, just a short disclaimer. This is an adult coloring channel, so for everyone new here, this is my hobby. I like to share it with like-minded people, and it is a way to relax and to be creative, of course. So now let's get started. In today's video, I want to show you how you can have fun with your alcohol markers while using them as a base layer and then go over with pencils. And I want to share with you what I've learned throughout my journey of coloring. So, I chose this beautiful page of a fairy here to demonstrate how to use your alcohol markers and combine them with your pencils. And it is from this book here, A Fairy Lives in Every Garden by Destiny Lauritsen. And if my voice sounds a little bit quirky, I'm so sorry, but I'm ill. But I still wanted to film this video today for you. So, I will use the Ohuhu Alcohol Markers. This is just a brand that I really like to use. And so I want to color her dress actually in blue. And back then, let's actually take a look at this swatch chart here. So back then, if I knew that I wanted to color something blue, I would have chosen this very light and pale blue color here. Because back then I thought that I actually have to take my highlight color as a base so that I'm able to go over it properly and create contrast, because I love contrast. But nowadays, actually, I know that it's not necessary to go with your lightest shade. You can actually grab the mid-tone, so I would think I would grab this blue color here, or this one. Yeah, grab your mid-tone and the color that the object should actually have. So I will choose this blue color here. I think, and never forget to put some pieces of paper behind your page when working with alcohol markers. I would recommend to always put pieces of paper behind your page, because then you won't have any issues when something bleeds through or your pressure is a little bit hard. So I have chosen this B070. What to see actually? So this B070, this is Tahitian blue. Don't know. Yeah. So, but this is actually now the blue color that I chose to color her dress in. Let's just do this. So. And you know what I like about using alcohol markers as a base is actually, first, I really like to lay down color with them. But secondly, I think that it makes the page, especially in your Amazon thinner paper printed books, it just makes the whole result just a little bit more vivid and poppy or popping. A little bit more bright and vivid. So that's actually one reason why I like to do it, especially, as I said, in those really Amazon printed books with a thin paper. And it will speed up the process of your pencil coloring. And actually, what did I wanted to say? I just need to think, what is it here? This is part of the dress actually. So, when working with alcohol markers, you have to be a little bit careful because of the bleeding. You can see that it's just bled through or bled over a teensy bit, not a whole lot here. But alcohol markers will bleed, especially when you don't use them on alcohol marker paper. So paper that is not specifically created for working with alcohol markers. So you could just do your line just not right next to the edge, but leave a little bit of space. And then you're good to go. Some books also provide images with thicker lines so that it's easier not to bleed over that line. Yeah. And when you move your marker actually quite slowly, then you actually can even observe how the ink is spreading. And then you can just stop right before you go to the line. So, I think this is part of her leg maybe. So, however, now you can see this is her dress actually, and this is actually, yeah, the color that I'm aiming for. A really nice vivid blue. And now there's one thing that is really cool. So when you start with your midtone here, then actually you can go lighter and add in highlights. So you could treat this as it would be a toned paper and, yeah, add in your highlights first. So this is actually quite cool. So what you need to do that is actually an opaque white, I would say, because with this color you can just draw in your highlights first. You could also use, for example, a light, very light shade, but I usually start with the white. So I usually start with a white, and then I blend this lightest tone in there. That works really nice. So you can, of course, use, for example, your Faber-Castell polychromos, but those are a bit transparent. So I would suggest, just for the white, you should use an opaque white, like a Prisma white, or a Derwent Drawing Chinese white, for example. There are other brands. And then you can use any colored pencil that you like. I think Faber-Castell white also would work, but just maybe this is just a little bit easier because this is opaque, as I said. And now let's actually get started. And yeah, now I would decide actually where to put in my highlights. And there I would go in with the white and, yeah, color in, so to speak, my highlight. So, and this is a wrinkly dress here, so I'm trying to give the wrinkles the highlight. For example, here on this bigger fold, I think I would have the highlight here in the middle section. While on others that are more to the right side, for example, I would place the highlight a little bit more to the right. And the opposite way around, so when going to the left side, I would place it more a little bit on the left side. And where you want your highlight really strong, then you can obviously yeah, just go over a few times with your white pencil. So like this. Now you can already see actually that we already have some dimension in this picture. So actually this makes it really a little bit more simple to get started with your coloring when you have the midturn and then you draw in your highlights. So let me just quickly continue here. I would also provide a highlight here on this part here and also here. So, and then maybe a little bit here in the middle section. So. Okay, something like that. Oh, okay. I hope you can see it very well. So let me give you a close up, and I hope it's showing up where I put those the white pencil. And then actually, let me introduce the colors maybe just quickly that I'm going to use. So I show some blue colors here. And this is the non-photo blue. Then I've got the true blue here. Cerulean Blue. And Denim Blue as a darkest shadow color. And for merging the highlight, I use the Sky Blue Light actually. So that the white doesn't look as white later. I think actually I would go in with my true blue now. Yeah, actually starting to create shadow now. So, you see how this is evolving? Now I would go to my non-photo blue, which is a lighter blue, and start actually to blend this in to the white a bit, so that I don't have too harsh lines here. You know, I always love the blended look. So, starting to work on that. I think I will just zoom you in a little bit more. So I hope that you are all doing fine and that you are all healthy actually. Where's my here? Okay. So now I would grab my sky blue light, and you know, this is also a very light color. And with this one, now I can actually really, blend in the highlight here. So I can go over the white here. And actually, bring in back a little bit the highlight if I lost a little bit, because this is actually a quite small area to color in those wrinkles here, or folds, folds more. So okay. Oh, I decided that I want to have a light line here, because I think that looks really nice. Barbara color is live. Cool. Okay. So let's see if I can intensify this with the white. Okay, very cool. Then later we can of course just intensify it with really a gel pen or something. So now I would go in. Or should I color the rest maybe? Okay, wait. Let me just quickly. Oder wie mache ich das denn am besten? Na komm, ich zeig jetzt einfach mal. Ja, ich denke, so ist okay. So I will go in with my Cerulean Blue, which is actually a quite nice dark color. And I will decide if I actually need my darkest color or not. Maybe it is not needed. But now with this color here, I'm actually really determine some strong shadows. And on a small drawing like this, maybe polychromos would work even a little bit better, just because they have the better point. On the other hand, those Prismacolors that I'm using here, I'm using Prismacolor Premier if someone didn't know. Okay, I think I would switch back to my True Blue, just so to blend this a little bit more. You know, I always like to blend everything in. Okay. Yeah, and I think actually that I have enough contrast, but I will just check out what will happen if I go in with a Denim Blue here. For example, here's a very strong shadow. here where there is this crease. So, and you can just go in, yeah, partially, so not in every area, just some spots where you think that might be the darkest shadow. But yeah, can you actually already see how contrasted this is? So this is really contrasted, and that's, yeah, possible when you use a mid-tone color. So no need to go in with your lightest color to start with, because this will make it actually a lot quicker, the whole process. Okay, so okay, like this, you know, okay, I will quickly finish up to color in the dress, and then we go in a little bit with an acrylic white pen. And yeah, this is cartoonish, yeah, okay. So I will start to place my shadows underneath this top part here. And right next to the arm.
What you're doing is making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Falling in love. You set my wheels in motion. I'm going crazy for you. Eyes blue like the ocean. I can see you want this too. Cause you've been looking at me all night, trying to figure me out. I just wanna let you know that I ain't playing no games. Baby, you won't change. I only want you. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing. It's making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in love.
Yeah, and as I just said, I really just love to go from the middle tone and add the highlights. So I will grab a Posca and I will add in some highlights there. So, and now, as this is a fairy, I would add, of course, a lot of glitter to this dress, and there are several ways, like maybe just one of those. I have one here, something like those aqua water brushes with clear glitter in them, or stickles, or those glittery watercolors. Our Mod Podge has nice glitter, glitter ones to use, so I would add a lot of glitter to this. Oh, I think I might just, where's my Posca? Add a little bit of highlight here to the end of this dress so that it fits to the upper part a little bit better, actually. Of course, you could also do a glitter dress with gel pens, for example, you know, or just with dots. That works just as fine. So I think, just one thing that I actually want to mention for the skin. You know, as I said, I will go for the actual color that the object should be. So for a skin, I still would take a light skin color, for example, like this one here. Yeah, the E090 Eggshell white. Because actually, I don't go for the shadow color, not for the highlight color, but for actually the midtone, the color that the surface should have. And for the skin, I typically like to have a light color. So this Eggshell white here, you see, this is the color that the end result should more or less have. And there's just one tip actually with skin. When this dries, you will get some not so nice streaks here. So you have to be kind of a little bit quick when coloring the middle section of the face here, so that you don't have a line that you don't want, actually. So I try to touch all the areas quickly to connect them. And don't get a harsh line, because once the alcohol marker dries, and then you would go over a second time, the color will get darker, and that's why you will create a line then. So it will only blend nice and evenly if you do it all in one layer, so to speak, without giving it time to dry. So another thing that I wanted to mention is this is the color that I will use for her hair here. This is a nice brown E170 Caribe Cocoa. And let me grab the swatch sheet one more time. So for the hair, I want to give her a brown hair, and this is the color that I chose here. So back then, I would have chosen this color here, because this, comes closest to my highlight color that I will have. And this is kind of the middle color, and most probably this would be the shadow color. So I would go for the middle color here. Just to give another example, and this is for her hair. Yeah, and one thing that you should know, some markers actually yellow. And what is yellowing? Yellowing means that after time, they will, even though they are fully dry, they will bleed through your pages back and front and give a yellow shadowing. And this would be, yeah, very nasty. Yeah, when it would ruin one of your pages. So this is something to be mindful with, but yeah, I so far never had a problem with yellowing. I think there are certain maybe brands or maybe certain colors. I'm not quite sure what it depends on. But I know that there was another YouTube channel who made actually a test about yellowing with all the brands that she owned, and she owned quite a bit. It was something like Art Journey or so, I can't quite remember, but I will link this video in the info box below for you, so that you can check that out if you would like to do that. And always keep also in mind that your alcohol markers will actually dry a little bit lighter than the color that you see when you put it on. Because when it's wet, it will always look a little bit darker than it actually is. Okay, so that's the base layer of her hair. And yeah, maybe I will try to start to color in the hair a little bit. I will share the colors that I'm using. So for my highlight color, I do have, what is this? Seashell Pink. You could also take maybe beige or so. Then I have Light Umber. And then Chocolate. Very nice color. And yeah, I'm not sure if I will use all the colors, but I have dark brown and dark umber here. And I will also start here with the white, just to make sure that, yeah, some of the highlights really are in here. So, and I think I will just give some highlights here in the middle section, make it kind of rounded, and then yeah, this is a little bit difficult here. So, you know, I will just separate it here, okay, something like that. So, and then I think I would have like so. So this way I also can determine actually a little bit the form of this, you know, hair here. Let's also try to do this here on this side. So we would go down here. Okay. Yeah, and do something like that. And then, yeah, on this thing here, I don't know. Okay. something like that. I think now I would go in with my, what is this, Light Umber. So this is not the lightest color, not the highlight. And yeah, I just going in from the bottom side here now, and trying to give more yeah, shadow here, or yeah, just, you know, determine where the color should go. Okay, I think now I would go in with my Seashell Pink, which I need to sharpen a little bit. And it's quite long. I think you get the idea of how to use your midtone as your, yeah, base layer, actually. I'm just, you know, I'm just trying to this, by the way, would also be a good way of coloring fur, I think. Now that I think about it. Because it's quick and easy, and it does look a little bit furry. So I'm now going in with chocolate. This one here breaks all the time, so not quite sure if that one will work very good. And you know, just every now and then you are pulling a stroke through, so to speak. And of course making it a lot darker here where the hair is connected. So something like that. Okay, I think I will skip the dark brown and go to dark umber for the darkest color here. And just, you know, and by the way, wow, I like this. Okay, I think I will go in with my light umber to blend it a little bit better here. And then I think that is how the hair will look actually. So, You know, I also really like to use polychromos for coloring hair because, yeah, they just hold their points so nicely. So, but that's actually how I would do her hair. You see, just use the mid-tone, then place the highlights, and then, yeah, create and build up your shadows and strengthen the highlight again. And yeah, so yeah, that's it actually. So I actually hope that you enjoyed this little yeah, I would say kind of tutorial-ish video, and that you've learned something from it, and yeah, that it inspires you to try that out. It's really a lot of fun to color this way in those books here. Yeah, try it out and let me know how you like it, or maybe you use this technique exactly that way already, because yeah, I'm certainly not the only one. So okay, so however, if you like this video, consider to give me a thumbs up, and I'll leave me a comment. I always love to read your comments. I don't get back to you sometimes right away. Sometimes it takes me some time. I'm sometimes absent, but I usually get back to those comments. So however, I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you all happy coloring, and I hope I will see you the next time. Bye.